everyone, and welcome to my channel. All right, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, put the button on, girl, put the bell button on for more notifications. See what, who, me, moi, this chick right here. Go ahead and share this video with your landlord, okay, whether the rent is late or not. Okay, don't forget to share it with your bestie in a group chat. Don't forget to share this video with everyone you can think of. And I know I don't usually do videos in the car, but I said, girl, my life has been super chaotic and super stressful right now at the moment. I am really supposed to be like on a mental, like I'm breaking out and everything. My skin is wild right now. I'm really supposed to be. Quick little talk before we jump into the Trina Braxton and her husband Vaughn. Girl, before we jump into that, let's chit chat a bit. Like, my life has been super chaotic. I'm supposed to be taking a mental break. As somebody that suffers from anxiety and all of that, mental breaks are definitely necessary. So I'm supposed to be pulling back a little bit on doing certain content, just sticking to like YouTube and stuff like that. So it's been really hard. It's a little dark in here. It's been really chaotic. But I said this thing with Trina Braxton had went viral, and I said, let me give it my 2 cents. I don't usually do content in the car, but I'm like, I don't really have time to do content at all. So while I'm driving, y'all go come with me to the stove, and I'm gonna just do the content. Okay, so I had saw a video of Trina Braxton and her husband Vaughn. As you all know, Braxton Family Values, or the Braxtons, I don't know if it's called Braxton Family Values anymore, but the Braxton shows, they brought it back. Me personally, I cannot watch the show. Just as someone who has how can I say this? As someone who was by my loved one's side that had cancer and watched them transition and was there every step of the way, basically like a hospice in the house. Let me gloss up my lips. That's just not something I'm gonna be able to watch on television. On top of that, I really had liked, still do, Tracy Braxton. I really do. And I didn't really care for all the time that the way that the sisters really treated her. I didn't really care for that. So it's very hard to watch, and it seems like their storyline really is talking about Tracy and her cancer diagnosis and her transition, and that's just not something that I could personally digest, especially on trying to calm down mentally. But I wish the ratings the best, but I still love the Braxtons, and I'm gonna get into that, my love for the Braxtons. It was a clip of Vaughn and Trina over on Trina's YouTube channel. Because of the recent episodes, her admitting to the grief counselor that she felt like she was being punished, like her husband was punishing her for grieving Gabe, her ex-husband or was-been, and her sister Tracy, which they both died unfortunately from cancer. Gabe had passed away in 2018, and I want to say Tracy might have passed away a year or two ago. She feels like she's being punished for grieving. So they jump on her YouTube and they start talking about it. And the clip on her YouTube went viral. Number one, I'm gonna really get on his ass. And I don't mean to. No, this is no disrespect to the Braxtons. This is the Braxton family. This is no disrespect to Trina and her channel. But I'm gonna really get on his ass as somebody that has grieved multiple people in my life. Somebody that has watched their husband grieve someone, a family member. You cannot show up and tell anybody how to grieve. Everybody grieves differently. Some people just run and they just flee and you don't never see them. Some people, grieving process, they don't show up to the funeral. Some people, they go into autopilot and just start working just so that they can't feel. Everybody grieves differently. I'm gonna really get on. I'm gonna really get on his top real quick. The nerve of him to try to tell that lady how to grieve.
I didn't realize that I loved him for real, and I loved him, and I chose him.
You're putting words in my mouth.
No, I'm saying what I'm recapping.
Okay.
So now with that recap, what do you have to say?
Yeah, okay, first off, what you said was really jumbled. But what you said, what was said on the episode, is that she felt like she was punished for grieving. And that was absolutely true. Yeah, I was angry. Because, and since we're having this conversation, and here's the thing, this wasn't my idea. She asked me if we would talk about this tonight.
I did.
And anybody that knows me knows that I don't bite my tongue because I don't really care what people think of me. So I'm just going to say it. If you want my honest opinion,
Yes.
I don't see a lot of difference between the way you grieved for Tracy and Gabe. It looked the same to me. There was a little more heat behind Tracy, of course, because it's your sister. But it didn't, to me, and I had nothing to measure it against when Gabe died, so I didn't know anything, but I knew I didn't like it. Because to me, the grief seemed too strong for someone you'd had all those problems with. That's my opinion, because that's the way I look at the world. Now we had a number of conversations about it. We had a number of arguments about it. But it wasn't until Tracy passed and I had time to reflect, probably sitting, on a mountain somewhere by myself, that I'm like, you know what? Didn't look all that different to me. And that made me angry. So to me,
not only her ex-husband, I guess you could call him the father of her children, because no, he's not the biological father, but he raised those damn kids. And they begin to reconcile and build like an amazing friendship after their divorce, prior to her getting remarried and during her new marriage. It's the fact that she used the words, she felt like she was being punished. So in the back of my mind, I'm like, I know they're going to sit on her YouTube channel and they ain't going to get or even touch on the word punished. What the fuck was he doing and saying to her to make her feel like she was being punished? What mental gymnastics was he putting her through to make her feel punished? When you use those terms, punished, it could be a lot of verbal, psychological, and or physical that goes into punishing someone. What the fuck was you doing to Trina? All right, that's the first thing that crossed my mind. The other thing that crossed my mind as I was watching the video, which was extremely hard to watch, because this is my thing. When I first seen it, it was on the Neighborhood Talks. And everybody was saying the same thing on how they perceived him. And I know that sometimes the comment sections on the Neighborhood Talk, the comment section on the Shade Room, the comment section on Instagram in general, comment section on Facebook, TikTok, you name it. I know that sometimes those comment sections could be different where it's just a different set of comments, right? But when I knew, I went on YouTube, I went on Instagram, and we was all saying and thinking the same thing. Something is wrong. Excuse my French in advance, because I'm gonna sit on top of his fucking head, because I'm really pissed off. And not pissed off in a sense like, oh my God, I know these people, but it's really annoying. And I'm gonna tell you why I'm really annoyed. So I knew something was wrong. I want to start off by saying he came off extremely condescending. He came off extremely controlling. He came off as if there was no empathy or no sympathy for what his wife was going through.
To me, the grief looked like you still had real strong feelings for the dude. And which made me think, well, what am I doing here? And this is in the moment. We're talking in 2018. We like any parts of it. Now, you can't tell anybody how to grieve. Nope, I wasn't. I was just I wasn't trying to tell her you need to grieve this way. I was just saying that from my perspective, it just looked to be a bit much. Way then, and I feel that way now. But you have to do things the way you see.
But I still felt like when you knew that when bio dad was absent and he didn't have any children of his own and he was the one who raised and cared for.
Are you saying this for them?
I'm saying this for you.
But you can't say it for me because here's the thing. I had no problem with that guy. There was no jealousy. There was nothing.
What she had gone through and what she is currently going through. Also, he didn't let her get a word in. She was sounding like a robot. Robot. I feel.
So tell the whole story.
But I am. But you didn't give me. I was.
But you weren't.
But you took the time out to say what you needed to say. So
quickly enough. Because your first thing should have been the moment that Vaughn found out, he went into help mode because I'll help anybody. So there was no jealousy or anything. I never had any.
I didn't say that.
No, I didn't say that. No, you did. That did come up in an argument one time. There was no jealousy. There was nothing. I had no ill feelings towards the dude. That came in my witnessing or watching the grieving process. That's when it became a problem. So tell the whole story.
But I am. But you didn't give me. I was.
But you weren't.
But you took the time out to say what you needed to say. So
quickly enough. Because your first thing should have been the moment that Vaughn found out, he went into help mode because I'll help anybody. So there was no jealousy or anything. I never had any.
I didn't say that.
No, I didn't say that. No, you did. That did come up in an argument one time. There was no jealousy. There was nothing. I had no ill feelings towards the dude. That came in my witnessing or watching the grieving process. That's when it became a problem. So
every word she said, he was cutting her off. And she tried to explain the scene and clarify it. He wouldn't let her do it. He was cutting her off, saying, I wasn't jealous. But every word that came out of your mouth, every thought and feeling that uttered out of your mouth told us that you was jealous. Not just jealous of a man that she can text or call tonight if she wanted to, but jealous of a deceased man. You're jealous of a deceased man as if she had a burner phone and they was talking in heaven on a Snapchatter. He's deceased. He's dead. For you, number one, you got to be truly sick in the head to be jealous of a deceased person. That's number one. And number two, the way that he was referring to Gabe, this guy, that dude, you said, I don't have a problem with him, just to turn around and not even call him by his name, just to turn around and say, I had a problem with it. Huh? Okay, so fine. My thing is, now rock with me a little bit. He had said he didn't really, it bothered him, her grieving Gabe bothered him at that time. But those feelings and animosity that he had bothered him even more once her sister died. And he noticed, instead of just paying attention to your wife and helping her through the grieving process, no, he noticed she grieved her sister the same way she grieved Gabe. Two people that obviously meant a lot to her and that are obviously not here anymore. Instead of helping your wife through her obvious feelings, you say she must have really loved that guy because she's grieving him just like she grieved her sister. And it's just like, why are you making this moment about you? And the way he was cutting her off, he was very condescending, very controlling. He seemed very, and this is just my observation, very manipulative. It's like if he can't control the narrative and how you feel, think, see, eat, breathe, shit, it's going to be hell to pay. That's just my observation of the video. I could be wrong, and please, for sake of Trina's mind, I hope I am 1,000% wrong. But it was so hard to watch that video because the first thing that came to my mind is, Trina, open your eyes. Put on your damn shoes. Lace them bitches up. Stand up and get your ass away from this man. Run as fast as you can. If you can, lace them bitches. You better get some Heelys and roll your ass away from this man as fast as you can. What annoys me is I always felt like the Braxtons should have been just as popular, if not more popular, than the Kardashians. They should be making more money on these shows. They should have the managers and the PR team. They should have all of that. There should be no reason why Mama E, Miss E, ain't in a Revlon commercial. As at a woman her age, as pretty as she is, wig laid, face beat for the gods, she should be even in some commercials. Them kids should be in the commercials. The cousins should be in the commercials. Them sisters should be in movies. Them sisters should have all types of contracts. And I know a lot of anti-blackness plays a role in that. As talented as they are, though, do the Braxtons know that they are the Braxtons? And this is what bothers me. It's like they are so talented collectively as sisters. Even with the loss of Tracy, how strong the public feels and how Tracy's presence is still known. But just overall how talented they all are. Toni Braxton. Tamar Braxton, as cuckoo as that girl is sometimes, as talented as she is, y'all be letting these men run y'all raggedy. As if y'all not the Braxton. Stand your ass up. Stand it up. Stand your ass up. Y'all are the Braxtons. Do you know who you are? Like, do you know how? I just don't understand. And what bothers me too, I always felt like Trina was the most empathetic and sympathetic one out of all the sisters. I felt like she always cared for how her sisters felt. I also felt like Trina is kind of like the sensitive one. Tamar too, but a different kind of sensitivity. But I always felt like Trina and Tracy definitely had a close relationship. I also too felt like she's not taking this loss well. I don't think anybody really would if they were really close to their loved one. I don't feel like she's really, and I feel like he's not helping with that. And if I'm at my lowest and you're not there for me and supporting me, and you're making it worse, you're punishing me at a moment of my worst, not only is that giving me narcissism, because you're making it about you, and it clearly is not about your black ass. Not only is it narcissism, But it's like, you don't deserve me. When I finally get my mind right and get my mind together, you don't deserve me. And it's unfortunate. And this is no disrespect to Gabe, because I know he's no longer here with us. But Gabe was controlling. Remember the beginning seasons when Gabe would like put a tracker on her phone, a tracker on her car, try to control where she is? I know it was because the both of them were playing the cheating Olympics. But Gabe, even from her and from her family, they used to say Gabe was controlling. So you went from Gabe, who was said to be controlling, and now you're with this man who is clearly openly controlling. Then for him to fix his face and say, oh, dead space, you're not going to say anything?
TV show host, and you're just letting dead space. You're not saying anything.
No, it's not that I'm saying dead space. I'm allowing you to say how you feel, because what
I'm just going to go on a limb, and I'm going to just say, my husband is on my YouTube channel. And if you haven't seen, go watch the latest Chris Brown versus Michael Jackson video we did. Anyway, he comes on my YouTube channel sometimes. Not all the time. Why? Because this is my shit. That's my shit. This is my shit. This is mine. This is mine. And it's just like, you have to be careful as a couple when you press record on here and you get to talking about certain topics. You are literally opening the doors for people to be in your marriage and dissect your marriage. I would not have him on my shit, because clearly there's a disconnect. Clearly we are all saying the same thing about being super controlling. And I said, Shay, maybe it's you. Maybe it's me. Maybe I'm having a bad day. But I went to other videos and she was crying in the video before that, and he gonna all tap her on her leg like this. So I went back to the video because I still said, Shay, maybe it's you. Maybe it's you, girl. Maybe it's you. I went back to the video. Still condescending. Still very much, you're wrong, but proving to the world, proving to everyone that's seen this, that what she said was not wrong. You did feel that way about that guy, that dude, that you refused to have a name, that you refused to tell his name, say his name, but yet you said that you didn't have a problem with the guy. Huh? As you sit there with your muscle-bound Johnny Bravo bodybuilder suit on.
Hello, 911 emergency.
Big-ass shoulders. Your spirit is just as black as your black-ass t-shirt. Now, I'm sorry. I'm sorry to go there, because normally I don't be eating nobody up like that. But at a moment like this, when your wife needs you the most, I have an ex that did me wrong, did me dirty. And I think if I shed a tear for him a little bit, but I think she was really shedding a tear for the fact that he really loved kids that wasn't his and was really there for him and an amazing father. And I think if I shed a tear from my ex, I don't think my husband would be upset. My husband was married previously, before me and him getting married. If something happened to his ex, and he shed a tear, or he was just a little sad, I would support my husband with that. Because what the fuck he gonna do? Hump her casket? Anyway, I got to go. Because I need the Braxton sisters to stand up. We know who you are. We know what y'all deserve and what y'all don't deserve. If only y'all knew that. Anyway, like, share, subscribe. This is coming up on 20 minutes. Like, share, subscribe, put the bell button on for more notifications. Y'all could go ahead and share this with Trina and them. Go ahead and share this video with everybody. Go and share it with Vaughn. And then Vaughn talking about, the comments and hating and talking about the comments. You posted it and then gonna act like we wasn't supposed to see what we saw or hear what we heard. It's a call down hell when everybody on every social media platform is saying the same damn thing. Trina, I got some size 9 Nikes. I could give them to you. Lace them shits up and run as fast as you can, especially when there ain't no kids between y'all two involved. Tell them to get the hell on. All right, y'all. I gotta go. Sorry in advance. Sorry. Bye.
Denver's World Hair Care line, an all-natural hair and skincare line. We have amazing apple cider tea tree root rinse for dandruff, all natural with all natural ingredients, and most importantly, affordable for you, your spouse, and even the kids. We also have the amazing papaya body oil, and baby, it smells amazing. Don't forget to head over to denverworldhaircare.com. Use promo code WINNING for 20% off to see all the amazing goodies.